The sun had barely risen when Karen, the notorious HOA president, stormed onto our property, phone in hand. She had been watching us for weeks, making petty complaints about the ranch. But today was different. My granddaughter had just completed her new barn for her horses, and Karen couldn't stand it. "It's an eyesore," she declared loudly, eyeing the wooden structure with disdain. "I'm calling the cops." Without another word, she dialed the number and began complaining about everything from zoning violations to livestock noise, determined to shut us down. I wasn't worried at first. After all, we had built the barn within all the legal limits, with proper permits and everything in place. But Karen was relentless, demanding that the police come and investigate. By the time the officers arrived, I knew this was more about her power trip than any real concern for the law. She had always been difficult, bullying everyone in the neighborhood into submission. What she didn't know was that we had installed security cameras around the property for our own peace of mind. When the police officer began to question me, I calmly explained the situation, showing him the barn and all the paperwork we had to prove its legitimacy. He seemed satisfied with our responses. But Karen wasn't backing down. She demanded that he do more to investigate, pushing for action. As the officer turned to walk away, one of the cameras suddenly alerted me to something strange. Karen was on our property in a spot she shouldn't have been, just moments before calling the cops. I quickly replayed the footage for the officer. The camera clearly showed Karen sneaking around the backside of the barn, her hand resting on the newly installed fence she had previously complained about. Her actions were suspicious, and the officer caught on. "It seems, ma'am, that you were on the property before you called us. Can you explain that?" he asked. Karen's face turned red. Her perfectly rehearsed act of concern crumbled as the officer confronted her. The truth was undeniable. She had trespassed to find something to complain about, but the camera had caught her in the act. As the officer explained that this was an offense, Karen stammered and backed away, her face now covered in embarrassment. We had won this round, and I couldn't help but feel a little satisfaction. Karen may have thought she could control the neighborhood, but today it was her secret that was exposed.